All right. Well, hey, good afternoon, everybody. It is Rocked On Detroit Lions. My name is Will Rock. It is March 25th, 2024, 5:35 p.m. We've got a little bit of some breaking news here. Of course, the owners' meeting is happening right now, and Dan Miller had a chance to catch up with Rod Wood, and some unsuspecting news popped. I mean, this leaves more questions for me than answers, to be honest with you. This doesn't make any bit of sense anymore now than it didn't before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the video of Rod Wood and Dan Miller speaking. In a nutshell, what this points to is that Cam Sutton was actually in Michigan at Allen Park working out when the Detroit Lions were notified about the warrant. That is pretty much what Rod Wood's statement is. And let's just go to it now and take a listen to what they had to say. So good job by Dan getting this information for us.
We learned about the warrant the same time everybody else did on social media. And we were able to speak to Cam because he was actually in our building. And we found him. He was down with our strength staff. He kind of showed up unexpectedly to work out. We were able to talk to him in person, not me, but others, members of the staff. And he left the building, and we released him the next day. No one has spoken to him since.
You indicated that you urged him to seek counsel and to turn himself in. Did you get an indication of whether or not he was going to do that?
Since I didn't talk to him firsthand, I don't know what he told the others, but that's what we advised him to do, and what he's done is kind of up to him at this point. We learned about the warrant.
All right. So were you guys able to hear the video? Good. Okay. So I'll just review it again. Cam Sutton was in Allen Park working out. And if my dates are correct, this would have been on the 20th, last week, Wednesday, right? Let me just make sure here. Yeah, so this was last week, Wednesday. And Braylon Dennis, I'll put it up again. Just give me just a moment. So last week, Wednesday, Cam Sutton was actually working out in Allen Park. He was in with the training staff, doing whatever, the strength and conditioning staff, doing whatever. The Lions were notified about the warrant. And personnel from the Detroit Lions, not Rod Wood directly, he said in this video that he did not speak with Cam directly, that Cam was there. He was advised to seek counsel and to turn himself in. And it was at that point that Cam exited the building, cut off all communications with the Lions, and hasn't been heard from since. So let me pull it in again. I'll play it for you guys again here, for those of you that didn't get to see it. And shout out to Eric Rentamaki for sending me this.
We learned about the warrant the same time everybody else did on social media. And we were able to speak to Cam because he was actually in our building. And we found him. He was down with our strength staff. He kind of showed up unexpectedly to work out. We were able to talk to him in person, not me, but others, members of the staff. And he left the building, and we released him the next day. No one has spoken to him since.
You indicated that you urged him to seek counsel and to turn himself in. Did you get an indication of whether or not he was going to do that?
Since I didn't talk to him firsthand, I don't know what he told the others, but that's what we advised him to do, and what he's done is kind of up to him at this point. We learned about the...
So that's it. What he's done is kind of up to him at this point, and obviously Cam hasn't turned himself in. So the other day we reported on the fact that Cam has been suffering from blackouts as far back as college ball. And the way that I read the story that was posted in 2014, that Cam would just have these random blackouts throughout the day and while playing football. Now, again, I'm not making excuses for Cam or anything like that, but my question my question list is starting to grow here. Like, one, with the blackouts, how come this never came up and any time, during Cam's professional career? That to me would be a giant red flag for somebody to have blackouts and to continue playing football. Clearly something's not right there. And there could be a multitude of medical reasons why. That's question one. Question two is, and I'm not blaming the Lions either for any of this, but the sheriff's department down in Florida has clearly made it, aware to everybody that If you do know where this guy is, to call a phone number and turn him in. Now, I'm not saying that the Lions should have done that. Did they do that? Who knows what they did? And I'm not saying it's their job to do it. I mean, they probably did what they were supposed to. I don't know what their policies are as an employer. I don't know what the NFL has in place and what their policies are for situations like this. I'm sure it's 1,300 pages thick. Who knows? But at any rate, they advise their then employee to turn himself in to seek counsel, and that didn't happen. At least not yet. We don't know if Cam has sought counsel. We don't know anything. But I just find it really odd that Cam did what he did, assuming he did what he did, and was in Michigan working out with the training staff. And like Rodwood said, he just showed up unexpectedly and was working with the strength and conditioning staff. I'm sorry, not the training staff. So that's the news to report today. Of course, we'll be live tonight doing our mock draft 2.0. And I do have a little bit of a bombshell with this mock draft. Have a little bit of fun. This Cam stuff is eating up too much of our time. But the story's not done yet. There's a lot to this that has not been uncovered. Now, this just keeps my list growing as far as questions and answers. And I don't know how much more time I'm really going to spend on it because there's bigger things to do in life. Cam's in a whole host of, hornet's nest right now. He's in it big. And to some of your comments in here, I couldn't agree more, man. It's a weak move. Cam should have done the right thing. We don't know the full story. Cam hasn't given his side of the story yet. But like I said, I'm not going to defend this guy. I just would hope that they would get to the bottom of it sooner rather than later. And that, they get some resolution for this because everybody needs to move on. Lions fans need to move on if you haven't already. The team needs to have closure to this, as much as they already have. He's not an employee anymore, so they have their closure. But, deep down, they want to see that there's, some sort of a resolve to this that's, amicable to their former employee. And I'm sure that they do care about the guy as a person and don't want to see these things happen to anybody. But more importantly, any victim in this case, that person deserves some closure too. And I think that all sides, definitely require that. So Cam is still at large. Apparently he was working out with the Detroit Lions when the news was broken about the warrant. The Lions had advised Cam to seek counsel and to turn himself in. And it is now March 25th and Cam is still at large. So that's the news for this afternoon. Like I said, tonight, 8:00, we'll be live. I apologize for the mishap earlier. I have no idea what I did or why the wrong time was scheduled. But hey, things happen. I appreciate you guys for letting me know. And I apologize for you guys sitting there on hold waiting for me to come in. But we'll be live at 8. We'll be ready to go. And we'll have some fun with it tonight. And I appreciate you guys as always. So take care. We'll see you in the next one or here in just a couple hours. Bye-bye.